Okay.
Rafa, has the break done your players and yourself some good?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you spend some time together, I think it's important for them. So always I say, when you finish here, you go at home, you stay with your family, it's okay. But when you go there, they are playing cards or they are playing football or whatever they have to do there together. I think they know each other a little bit better, and especially when you have new players coming. So I think it has been quite positive.
What are you going to do with all these players back fit again and trying to get into your team?
At the end, you have to make decisions. So it's a dilemma that I know that it's like that. You have to decide which player has to be in the squad, players that they have to wait. And it's not an easy decision. Sometimes it's the worst thing that you have to do, because you can see them training, they are doing well, but still you have to decide. That's it.
Full squad?
Sorry, again?
Full squad?
Apart from Elliot and Clark, the rest of the players are available, so more difficult.
Yeah, and especially I suppose in midfield, where with Longstaff and Hayden have been excellent in the last few weeks, but you've got the other three all trying to get back in.
Yeah, I think that Jonjo is the last one coming, and I think he's pushing now, he's training well, and obviously Key and Diame, they are also training well, but as you say, Hayden and Longstaff, they are doing also well, so it's a good competition, and always you have to take the positive for the rest of the season. Everybody's pushing, everybody's trying to do their best, and it has to be good for us.
Almiron got 45 minutes in Spain last week, and he's been training with you now for a couple of weeks. Is he sharp enough to start the match? Yeah,
I think so. It's another important decision to make, because all of them in this position too, we have enough players, and all of them, they are training well. So you could see Kennedy in Spain, he was training well, Atsu is doing well, Ayoze is doing well, and Almiron for me was doing quite well too. So I think it's another good news for us.
And we've spoken about Martin Dubravka a lot in the last couple of weeks. Have you had to do anything with him differently? Have you had to take him aside on his own to speak to him after the events of the last couple of matches?
No, after the Tottenham game, I was in contact with him and I was supporting him 100%. After, still it's the same idea. So I think he's a great keeper, he's a very good professional. And then every player in every position, like every manager, we can make mistakes. And it's how we react, the key. And then he's training harder if it's possible, and I think he's fine.
A nice little moment this week, yesterday I think, when you invited a young supporter into the training ground who has autism, I think.
Still
They're giving you another slap in the face. Yeah. What was the thinking behind that? Because it was nice to see.
Yeah, obviously I was surprised the day that I was with the car, because I didn't expect that, and I could see that it was very friendly. And then we were in contact. It seemed like he was quite happy to come, and then he wanted to see me, to see the players, and you could see the video. He was around, and it was very good, very nice lad. So I think it was very good, especially very good for him, because you can see how he enjoys watching the players around, watching the training session and everything. He was telling me, and that is off the record, he was telling me, why you don't sign Messi? So it was quite good.
You can't do off the record on TV.
I know. I was joking.
Can I ask you about the situation we've heard this morning at Chelsea? They've been banned for 2 transfer windows, as you know. As a manager, I think you had that when you were at Real Madrid for a brief period. Is that right? When you were manager there? No. So how difficult would that be as a manager to not be able to sign anyone for 2 transfer windows?
And these kind of things you have to wait, because I think they have the right to appeal or whatever. So you have to wait, see what happens. But normally the quality of these squads, they allow you to go 1 or 2 transfer windows and still doing well. So we will see what happens, because they have the right to appeal.
Yeah, but if that was to happen for you as a manager, some might say it hasn't in the past.
Yeah, we will see what happened with them. But I didn't have this situation, so I cannot tell you. It depends on the team that you have. You can manage in one way or another way.
The last one from me, we'll ask you every week, I'm sure. Since you've been away and you've had the break, has there been any further discussions on your contract situation, or are you happy to wait?
That's a good question, because the newspaper, they will ask me later on, so I can give you the answer. So the priority is to stay up, and the priority is to focus and concentrate on the team. So then I will not talk too much about that. So I think it's the time to be sure that everybody is concentrated and everybody is ready to get the points that we need to stay up. And that's it. Thank you.
So Rafa, just to clarify on that, have you decided not to have any more talks until the team are?
No. I will explain to you. It's just I think we have to concentrate on a very, very important game that we have already. So that's it. If we have any conversation, so I am sure that you will know, because you are quite clever and you have all the tools to do it, to get the information. But at the moment, it's just to concentrate on that. I cannot be talking about that every press conference, and I understand that you have to ask me the questions, but I think we have to concentrate on Huddersfield now.
So it's more, you don't want to talk about it publicly. What goes on behind the scenes will just happen as it happens, as it were.
Yeah, but it's not the priority. The priority is, for me, for the club, for everyone, is to be sure that we are ready and we approach every game with the concentration and the focus that we need. That's it.
Could you talk to us a little bit more about just how you feel Miguel Almiron is settling in so far?
He's doing well. I said before that for any player, it's not easy to go to another league and then to know different teammates and different environment. Everything is totally different for you, so you need some time. But he has one advantage, that he can talk with us in Spanish, and we have a lot of people that they talk Spanish with him. So when you explain the tactics, what you want to do, it's okay. He can understand, and he's trying to do what we are telling him. So when we were following him, we knew that we were trying to sign a good lad, good professional. He's a worker, and he has his characteristic and his ability, but especially someone that is listening to you and is trying to do what you think that the team needs. So I think he's doing well.
Just looking ahead to Huddersfield, a lot of people, most people, it's probably fair to say, have written them off in terms of whether they can stay in the Premier League this season. Does that make them more dangerous as an opponent? Because out of all the teams in the Premier League at the moment, they, more than anybody else, really don't have anything to lose.
Yeah, I think the manager is very clear. They will fight until the end, and I think that the players are good professionals and they will do the same. So it's a team that has a good team spirit. They have had this during the whole season, so I think that they will keep doing the same. And obviously the key for us is to do well, to score an early goal, and then maybe you have more confidence and it will be more difficult for them. But I think it will be, as you say, a dangerous game, because they will try to do their best without feeling too much pressure, and maybe they can express themselves in another way and they can be more dangerous.
So when it comes to Newcastle and for the team, is it almost as much about how the team handles the pressure, more so than anything tactical almost? It will be about how the team handles the pressure.
For us or for them?
For us. For Newcastle?
Yeah, no, for sure. Until the end of the season, we have to be sure that it's always when I talk about the fans and the support for the players, I'm trying to explain that when we were in the Championship, I remember we have some games that some people were a little bit nervous with some players, but you don't help the players if you boo them or something like that. So this team, they show that they care, they show that they work really hard for the shirt. So I think the fans appreciate that, and we have to do the same until the end of the season. So the fans has to be behind the players they have to give everything, and I have to be right on the tactics. If not, you will kill me, but that is the way. So it has to be like that, and we have to stay calm until the end. So this is a game that we want to win, and the people say, oh, you have to win. Yeah, could be. But if not, still you have to win the games. You have games that you can win and you can stay up. So we have to be sure that we start well, getting 3 points tomorrow, but be sure that still we have to keep winning games.
And just on that, obviously a huge game coming up in midweek as well. Realistically, will these next 2 games define Newcastle's season? Will that be the reality of the situation?
No, not really. The only thing is, if we win both games, okay, we'll be a little bit closer to what we want to achieve. But what I said before, you have too many games, but especially, I said in another press conference, maybe the last game of the season against Fulham could be the most important game of the season. So hopefully not, and means that we are fine before, but any game is a final for us, and we will start with Huddersfield, and after Burnley, and then one at a time, no problem.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Rafa, with 2 such important home games so close together, does that mean that you've really got to try and rotate the squad in a way that players are really fresh for the Burnley game?
Yeah, it depends, because not too many people understand the rotation when you are winning. So when you are losing, everybody say, "Oh, you have to change." But imagine that you are winning, say, "Why you change a winning team?" So then you will have a debate. If we do well against Huddersfield and we win, I'm sure at the next press conference you will ask me, "Will you change players or you will keep the same team?" So then I prefer to have this problem, to win the first one, and after we will decide. The main thing for me is that the first question was about the squad, how difficult it was to decide. So the main thing for me is that we have a lot of players now competing for their positions, and if we have to change, we don't have any problem to change.
We've talked about the problems you've had injury-wise in midfield and the likes of Sean Longstaff and Isaac Hayden taking their opportunity. Are you particularly pleased that Longstaff has come through the ranks, and that will be a source of encouragement for other players in the academy, that you really can get all the way through into the first team of the Premier League team?
Yeah, obviously, the ideal world for any team, any club, is bring players from the academy and then play them in the first team, do well, and then everybody will be happier. So that will be ideal. You cannot do it all the time, but as soon as you have one player doing well, like he's doing now, encourage the others to keep going, keep working hard, and trying to achieve what he's achieving already.
And well though they've done, I suppose one of those players who has been out, John Joe Shelby, he offers your side just that little bit different with his range of passing. He's a different kind of player.
Yeah, I think now with Key, Diame, Longstaff, Hayden and John Joe, we have 5 different kind of players. Each one can give us something different. So depending on the games, we will try to manage them properly, and hopefully we can be right.
And just a quick word about Martin Dubravka. He's had such a good time with you at Newcastle United, but with having those 2 errors in consecutive matches, is that kind of more of a psychological thing that he's got to watch?
No, I expect that he will deal with this pressure fine, because he's a good professional, he has experience, and he has our support 100%, so I think he will be fine. Okay.
Thanks, Rafa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
I'd like to